Hey everyone, and welcome to English News in a Minute. In this story, you'll hear about a woman who wanted to learn how to fly and had a very interesting first lesson. But before we get started, here are some expressions you need to know. Lesson. Lesson is a noun, which means a class of instruction. Dangerous. Dangerous is an adjective, which means not safe. Worry. Worry is a verb, which means to think about problems or fears. Landing. Landing is a noun, which means returning to the ground after a flight. Runway. Runway is a noun, which means a place where airplanes take off and land. Noise. Noise is a noun, which means a loud sound. Problem. Problem is a noun, which means a difficulty. And now, back to our story. The flying lesson. Barbara wants to be a pilot. She wants to fly a small airplane. I want to take flying lessons, she tells her husband. Flying lessons, her husband says. Flying is dangerous. Don't worry, Barbara says. I'll be fine. Barbara takes flying lessons. Today, she is practicing landing. She is in a small airplane with her teacher. Barbara sees the airport. Then she sees the runway. She flies lower and lower. Good, her teacher says. Boom. Barbara hears a loud noise on top of the airplane. What's that? Barbara asks her teacher. I don't know, the teacher says. Land the plane, Barbara. Land the plane. Barbara lands the airplane. She and her teacher get out of the airplane. They see another bigger airplane. It is on top of their airplane. The pilot gets out of the bigger airplane. Sorry, the pilot says. I was landing too. I didn't see you. Later, Barbara goes home. How was your flying lesson? Her husband asks. Fine, Barbara says. Today I landed 2 airplanes. A small airplane and a bigger airplane. No problems? Her husband asks. Barbara smiles. No, she says. No problems. The end. Now here's a question for you to discuss with your friends and family. Barbara wants to fly a small airplane. And you? What do you want to do? As for me, I've always thought it would be really awesome to learn how to fly a helicopter. Do you think it's a good idea? And here's a bonus fact for you. Barbara, age 56, and her flight instructor, age 65, were practicing landings at a municipal airport in Florida when another plane essentially landed on top of them. The 19-year-old pilot of the larger plane had not seen the smaller plane because of the design of his plane. It has a low wing design, and the pilot cannot see the area blocked by the wing. He said that he knew he had hit something, but he couldn't see what it was. I knew I'd landed, he said, but I couldn't figure out why I was sitting so high off the ground. Barbara's instructor said, Barbara handled it very, very well. Her biggest worry was how to break the news to her husband, who I guess wasn't very enthusiastic about her taking up flying lessons in the first place. Thanks for listening, and be sure to join us for our next English News in a Minute.